Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new week of content on the Celtic front. It's an exciting week, once more a busy week for Celtic. The football just keeps coming, and along with the football, you expect news updates. So we're here for a mini version of the Celtic transfer talk today. A version that's going to update you on everything that's going on at the club at the moment in regards to transfers. And yeah, that's exactly what you want to see in early December. Talk about transfers. I like it. We're getting things done. Before we go any further with the video, please make sure to start off the week by hitting that big red subscribe button down below the video. You can't miss it. Big giant red box, capital letters saying subscribe. If you haven't already and you've seen the channel before or you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that. It does help me. And look, we're trying to hit 31,000 subscribers before the end of 2021. So if we can hit that, I would be very, very grateful. Please make sure to hit it below. I think also, before we go on with the video, a massive congratulations has to go out to the Celtic women's team for their victory yesterday in the SWPL Cup. They beat Glasgow City in the final for the trophy. And yeah, well done to them. Fran Alonso, what a hero. Absolutely adore that guy in his jacket. He's just a gorgeous specimen. But well done to the girls, because it's a really good accomplishment for them and they've worked really, really hard. And you know, they deserve it. They really do deserve it. I think that it's just another great example of how good things are at Celtic Football Club at the moment. Yes, we always complain about the board and what's happening at the top. You take that away for a moment. When you look on the pitch across the men and the women's team, it's a fantastic vibe right now at Celtic, and both managers, Ange Postecoglou and Fran Alonso, are just, you know, I'm very happy, very grateful we've got them at the club. So well done to the girls, and hopefully more success for them. So as I said in the intro to the video, we're here for a little bit of a Celtic transfer talk special this morning on your Monday morning. Well, time this video's up, it'll be Monday afternoon, but we're here to do that. We're here to talk about the updates that have been provided. This morning I woke up, I looked to my phone, I seen Sky Sports were presenting us with an update on 4 names. Yes, 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 players, which is fantastic. You know, you like to see the club being linked with so many players. We're in desperate need of reinforcement. You know, we've been through this. I've said it time and time again. I've said it in transfer talk videos. I've said it in match preview videos. I've said it in match review videos. You look to the bench at Celtic and we've not got an awful lot of depth. We've not got great quality in numbers, and we have to reinforce the squad that we've got. So when you're looking to your phone and you're seeing Celtic are in talks to try and get 4, or looking at certainly getting 4 players to add to the squad, you know, I'll take that. So where are these 4 players coming from? Who are the 4 players? One of them's a little bit closer to home, and when I say closer to home, I actually mean already home. We're talking about Jotas. Sky Sports have provided an update on his future as a Celtic player, one that is very, very promising. And if you're a Jota fan like myself, which I'm sure you are, a very very exciting update. The only thing about Jota is today we've heard, and Ange Postecoglou said, we're expecting to be missing him for a few weeks, which isn't great off the back of that hamstring injury he picked up on Thursday night. Now, that hamstring injury could potentially, and from what I have seen so far on the Twitter sphere, and I'm hoping that it's not the case, but what I've seen so far, it could rule him out of both the League Cup final against Hibs, and he'll be touch and go, apparently, for the Derby game on January the 2nd. Now, I'm hoping that folk have jumped the gun, and, you know, we've not actually heard confirmation yet as of what games he will miss directly, but all we've heard is he'll be out for a few weeks. Now, I'm hoping those few weeks are, you know, the next 1 or 2 games and then back into action. If not, it's going to be a massive blow for Celtic. Of course, we've got 2 massive games. We've got more than 2 massive games. Every game's a massive game. But those games in particular, you don't want to be missing the quality of Jota for. A cup final and a derby game, which could be pivotal in deciding the league title winners this season. I hope that it's not as bad as what we think. Maybe Ange just keep it under wraps. We've seen Ange a few times now not really give an update on as to when a player's going to be back and then just drop them back into the starting 11. He done it with Greg Taylor. He done it with Carl Starfelt. He done it, I think, with Callum McGregor and Kyogo as well earlier on in the season. It's became a little bit of a trend. So hopefully he's just keeping that surprise. Hopefully we're seeing the John Cena-esque walk down the ramp like the 2008 Royal Rumble at Ibrox, at Celtic Park. You know, that's what I want to see. However, the good news is that Sky Sports are reporting Celtic are expected to trigger that £6.5 million buy option clause in the loan deal for Jota, which means, you know, we are one step closer to making him a Celtic player permanently, which is fantastic news. I think we all are in agreement as Celtic supporters that we want to see Jota sign for the club permanently. He is right now, in my opinion, the best player in Scotland. On a consistent basis, talent basis, just overall quality, he's probably the best player in Scotland. It's a player we can't pass up the chance of signing. £6.5 million for the way that he's played to this point is an absolute steal, and it has to be done. Now, the only step after that, of course, is hoping that Jota agrees terms with the club to sign and become a Celtic player. He'll be fancying himself right now to go probably back to Benfica and get a place in their team because he's been playing that well. But he looks so happy here at the minute. We're hearing that he's so happy here at the minute, and I feel like that's something he'll want to explore a little bit more here at Celtic Football Club. It's something that I think he'll want to enjoy as long as he can, and I do ultimately think that he'll sign for Celtic if we trigger that £6.5 million. It's a no-brainer. The board can't let us down in this situation. I think that he's done enough on the park to show the board, okay, you need to spend this money on me. So I think that that's going to be good. Hopefully, Gucci, it's been reported that we're expected to trigger it. Now, last week, there was a little kind of update on that from a Portuguese journalist. You might have already heard this news. A Portuguese journalist came out and said that, yeah, Celtic were going to trigger it, and they were going to look to sell him on for €30 million once signed. Now, that raises the conversation of what's going to happen with Jota when he does become a Celtic player. Are we going to keep him for a little bit longer, or is there going to be a situation where we look to sell him for a massive profit? Now, €30 million, you're probably talking about something like 25 million quid there. That is a massive fee for Celtic, and it's a fee they're never going to knock back if it comes in. But I still don't know where that's coming from. We've not heard any talk about clubs looking at Jota, any clubs expressing an interest in signing him. So I don't know where that's really coming from. I don't expect him to come in and leave straight away. I do think we'll get more time out of Jota, and with more time comes more value. Ultimately, as a guy who will go on to sell for a big fee, and whether that be immediately when we sign him or not is a different story. But I wouldn't get too worked up about that just now. Either way, Celtic are going to be massive winners in the signing of Jota. We're either going to have a player of his quality or we're going to make a massive profit. I would rather keep him. I'd rather see him stay at Celtic a little bit longer because I'm selfish like that. But it's great to hear that we're planning on triggering that £6.5 million release clause for the guy. The same article also talks about Celtic's transfer update in the JLeague market. Of course, the JLeague is now finished for the season. It's all over and done with, and Celtic are now going to go and raid the league, as we expected to see, and as I am buzzing to see. But we're being linked with 3 names from the J-League. 2 are already familiar, and 1 is pretty new to me, and it's a name that I've only seen crop up in the last couple of days. The 2 guys that we've spoke about already in great depth on this channel and on the podcast are the 2 names that are expected to come in January, them being Rio Hatate and Dyson Maeda over in the J-League. 2 players who have had a great season, and 2 players that are going to add something to Celtic. Look, I don't need to go into too much depth about these guys. If you don't know too much about them, there is another video on my channel from a few days ago that you can go and watch in relation to them. But there are 2 players that I really want Celtic to bring in. There are 2 positions that I would like us to strengthen in. The left back position for Rio Hatate coming in, I think that's the most important. I think he's probably the priority out of the 3 G-League players for me. But Dyson Maeda is a guy who can come in and I think will offer a great option up top and up in the near the striker position. A guy who's been used mainly as a centre forward. He scored 1 last time in the final match day in the J-League to finish top scorer. You know, if we got Kyogo when he was top scorer in the J-League at that point in time, what's Dyson Maeda going to be like if he finished the season as top scorer in the J-League? And with a great record as well, his goal record since signing for his club has been terrific. I would like him to come in and be able to establish some sort of partnership with Kyogo Furuhashi, but as a centre forward, I've spoken this, I also feel like that offers the possibility of a player who can play in behind a striker, which I feel like we need to build on. I know we've got Rogic and Turnbull, and yeah, they're great, but I feel like we could also have one more option, and Dyson Maeda could offer that. So they're the 2 guys that we already know about that we're bringing in, but who is the 3rd guy? So the final player in that J-League trio is midfielder Yosuke Ideguchi. I hope that's the pronunciation. He's been linked with the club, and according to the Daily Record and their reports, there's already been a transfer offer made for the midfielder. Someone who's got experience in British football in the past. He used to play for Leeds United. He never made a competitive appearance for them, but someone who is currently being looked at by Celtic. Currently playing for Gamba Osaka in the JLeague. He's a guy who's a central midfielder, a position which also I've said many times I feel like we need to build on. We need a little more depth there. We've seen Celtic struggle when McGregor went to the side for a little bit, and you know, we need another player in there, I think, and he's a guy who's going to present an option there for Celtic. 29 appearances in the JLeague last season. You know, that's a very good amount of appearances at a top level. Someone who's played for a club like Leeds United, or signed for a club like Leeds United. I'm looking forward to maybe bringing in another player, and right now these all look like talented guys, and that's what's important for us. He's also played in the second tier of German football, a former JLeague champion in 2014 as well. He's an experienced name, and I think it's someone that Ange Postecoglou will look at as a trustworthy enough player to come into Celtic. And right now, I'm not faulting anybody who, you know, Ange Postecoglou brings in from the JLeague. We've had great history with that already this season, and I'm looking for us to build on that. And just to end off the video, we are signing two of these guys, hopefully, Rio Hatate and Dyson Maeda. They made it into the best 11 of the season in the JLeague alongside the likes of Andreas Iniesta. So yeah, we're hopefully getting some great talent, and I'm just buzzing at the moment. I'm looking forward to bringing every new face through the door. We're building a real unit at the moment. I think Ange Postecoglou made a comment yesterday, and it was John McGinley of 67 Hail. I seen tweet this, shout out to him, but he probably tweet Ange Postecoglou said, yeah, he's happy with where we are at the moment, but we're a year off where he wants us to be. What are we going to be like in December 2022? Fascinating, interesting, exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.